Where are you taking that? Addy. Why don't you stand up by yourself?
It's funny, I traded doing meetings at So after I do this, you're supposed to be. You say like thank you, and then you're like Mr. Moto, please remain on the stage. Like where am I supposed to remain on the stage? Okay. I'll ask. Ask Steve.
Mr. Sid's probably the right person to ask.
When I have to present awards, should I have them up here already? Well, I'm just wondering because I guess I'm gonna be sitting down and I'm gonna come up here and maybe get the awards and bring them over.
Or you can announce them.
You can help me, or maybe you can hand the awards.
Sure.
However we want to do it.
Yeah.
I think that's
Is
the only.
Matthias here? I don't see him. You were here. Jake is here. Pearson is here. Mr. Jesper is here.
Oh, there's Jesper.
And Mr. White is here. Honor is here. So the other person is maybe Matthias. Not seeing him.
And that's Lucas. Oh, yo, Lucas is.
Yeah, it's Lucas is over there. Okay, everybody's here, so let's get started. Welcome, everyone. I am Nolan Tadlock, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies for tonight. Please welcome Mr. Smallwood to declare this ceremony open.
Kind of feel like Dumbledore kicking off the Triwizard Tournament. We have several individuals who are active in the scouting program here with us tonight. If we have any Eagle Scouts with us, young or young at heart, would you please stand for a moment and be recognized? All right. Awesome. You may be seated. Tonight we gather to honor one of our own, a scout who has proven himself worthy of scouting's highest honor. Eagle Scout is not earned by the timid or the undedicated, nor is it earned by the dispassionate. Eagle Scout is earned only by those who work hard, exhibit the virtues of a true leader, and have ignited the passion of the scouting spirit in their soul. For that reason, only about 4 or 5% of the scouts who join troops will ever achieve the rank of Eagle. The few that do are seen as leaders in the nation. Tonight, Anurag Malik will join those few known as Eagle Scouts. As Troop Committee Chair, I declare this Eagle Court of Honor to be in session.
Thank you, Mr. Smallwood. I would like to call the Senior Patrol Leader, Aditya Singh, to present the colors.
Color guard attention. Audience, please rise. Color guard, forward march. Scout salute. Those not in uniform, place your right hand over your heart. Color guard, halt. Color guard, prepare to post the colors. Color guard, post the colors. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Please join me in reciting the Scout Oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey Scout law, to obey all times, keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Please join me in reciting the Scout law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Please join me in reciting the Outdoor Code. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, to be careful with fire, to be considerate of the outdoors, and to be conservation-minded. 2. Color guard, about face. Color guard, forward march. About face. Color guard at ease, audience at ease. Color guard dismissed, audience please be seated.
Thank you, Aditya. I would like to call Samuel Matthews to conduct our invocation.
Good evening, everyone. Will you all please stand, bow your heads, and remove any non-religious headwear? Dear Lord, we gather here today to celebrate the remarkable achievements of Honorog. We thank you for the dedication, perseverance, and service he has shown on his trail to Eagle. We pray that you continue to bless and guide the parents, leaders, and mentors who have helped support and light his path. As Honorog stands here ready to accept the responsibilities of this honor, we ask for your wisdom, courage, and compassion in his future endeavors. May the values of scouting, loyalty, kindness, and service continue to guide him. We gathered here today to honor the hard work that has brought him here and the bright future he has ahead. May we all leave here inspired to better our communities. In your name we pray, amen.
Thank you, Samuel. I would like to call Shreya Malik, Mayur Goda, and Lucas Christensen to present the Trail to Eagle.
Anurag joined Cub Scouts in August of 2016 at the Fall Open House at Hostler Elementary. He earned every rank in the Cub Scout program and participated in all but one campouts, every cake bake, every Pinewood Derby, and every push morale competition over the next 5 years. He earned the Aeroflight rank with PAC 1999 in January of 2021 and crossed over into Troop 626. His first badge was a Scout Award, which he earned in February of 2021. This award recognizes the Scout's acceptance of the Scout Oath and Scout Law and his willingness to start learning the skills in Scouting. Among his first few merit badges was the Aviation Merit Badge he earned at the Lone Star Flight Museum on his 12th birthday, and it's safe to say this is still his favorite merit badge. Next on the trail was a Tenderfoot Award, which he earned in October 2021. This award recognizes the Scout's first experiences and learning while camping in the outdoors. He is also introduced to the patrol method of Scouting America. Anurag attended his first summer camp at Camp Strake while working on his Tenderfoot rank. Second class was the next step. To achieve this award, the Scout must demonstrate skills in using a compass, cooking, nature, and first aid, and also participate in a service project. Anurag completed this rank in December of 2021. Anurag earned his first class rank in February of 2022. To achieve this rank, he had to demonstrate competence in orienteering, hiking, knots, lashings, and more advanced first aid. Additionally, he needed to learn about civics and participate in another service project. Anurag attended his second long-term camp, winter camp, at Camp Strake while working on his first class rank.
Wait, did you already say that?
To achieve the rank of Star, Anurag started to make some choices. He had to complete 6 merit badges, including 4 that are required for Eagle, serve in a leadership capacity, and participate in 6 hours of service projects. While working on the Star rank, he served as a patrol leader for the Passive Penguins. He completed the Star rank in July 2022, while at summer camp at Camp Alexander, Colorado. Continuing along the scouting trail, Anurag was active as a Star Scout for the remainder of that year and showed Scout spirit and leadership. Anurag helped out service projects and earned 5 more merit badges, 3 of which were from the required Eagle list. Anurag served as ASPL, and he earned the life rank in February of 2023.
As a Life Scout, Anurag earned 10 additional merit badges and was active with the troop for about 2 years. He served as a Senior Patrol Leader and Assistant Senior Patrol Leader. Anurag also continued to broaden his scouting experience and experienced his first high adventure at Sea Base in Isla Mirada, Florida. His efforts to complete the rank of Eagle included planning and executing a significant service project of over 500 volunteer hours. Anurag completed his trail to Eagle in March of 2025. Anurag has continued to serve in a leadership capacity as a Junior Assistant Scoutmaster and has attended the National Youth Leadership Training after earning the rank of Eagle. Now he is preparing for an adventure of a lifetime at Philmont Scout Ranch with 10 other crew members from the troop. Anurag's Eagle journey has taken him through over 250 hours of service, 75 nights of camping with 6 long-term camps at 4 different camps, over 42 merit badge experiences, leader positions of Patrol Leader, Assistant Senior Patrol Leader, and now Junior Assistant Scoutmaster, the Miles Swim and Snorkeling Awards, to name a few, 1 high adventure and another in the next few months, and an amazing ride to remember.
Thank you, Shreya, Mayur, and Lucas for taking us through Anurag's scouting journey. Now I would like to call upon Eagle Scout Class of 2024 graduate Matthias Christensen for the Eagle Pledge.
The Eagle Scout rank is a great achievement and advancement milestone. As an Eagle Scout, you will be asked to assume a solemn obligation to do your duty to God, to your country, to your fellow Scouts, and to your fellow citizens. Your new position, as you well know, is one of honor, which brings with it great responsibility. Will the Eagle candidate Anurag please come forward onto the stage? Anurag, you're about to take the pledge of the Eagle Scout. please raise your right hand in the Scout sign and repeat the Eagle Pledge after me. I state your full name.
I, Anurag Malik,
On my honor as an Eagle Scout,
on my honor as an Eagle Scout,
promise to work to better scouting in my troop
promise to work to better scouting in my troop
and to influence all Scouts
and to influence all Scouts
for greater advancement and participation.
for greater advancement and participation.
I will conduct myself in a manner
I will conduct myself in a manner
fitting and proper for one of this high rank.
fitting and proper for one of this high rank.
I will do my best
I will do my best
to give leadership and service whenever I can.
to give leadership and service whenever I can.
This I promise to do always.
This I promise to do always.
Now, I would like to call upon our Eagle coach, Eagle Scout, and Assistant Scoutmaster, Mr. Matthew Moeller, to come up on stage for the Eagle Award presentation. Will the parents of Anurag also come up to the stage as well?
Anurag Malik, on behalf of Troop 626, I wish to congratulate you upon this great achievement. We are all extremely proud of your achievement and equally proud of your progress along the Scouting Trail. As a token of our pride in you, it is my honor to present you with the Eagle Scout neckerchief, which is emblematic of all Eagle Scouts everywhere. Please wear this with pride. Parents, please remove the old neckerchief and slide and replace them with the silver and blue Eagle Scout neckerchief and Eagle slide. Your mother has given you love, encouragement, and support for many years, not only in Scouting, but also in your many other activities. It is with great pleasure that I ask her to pin the Eagle Medal on your uniform. Anurag, as you join the Brotherhood of Eagles, commit yourself to all things your scouting journey stands for. Continue to believe in and live by the Scout Oath and Law. Continue to do good wherever you go. Above all, be sure the people you impact each day see and experience your scouting spirit. Some people think that after becoming an Eagle Scout, the Scout has reached the end of the trail. However, Scouts can continue to lead, serve, and grow as an Eagle, expanding their scouting knowledge and sharing expertise with new Scouts joining the troop. Eagle Palms are additional rewards that Scouts can become eligible to earn after achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. The 3 Eagle Palm tiers are bronze, gold, and silver in that order, and each is obtained by completing 5 additional elective merit badges for each award level. Anurag has completed a total of 39 merit badges, which is 18 above the 21 required Eagle merit badges. Anurag will be receiving a silver palm today. Please have your parents pin the emblems to your Eagle ribbon. Your parents have undoubtedly been your primary source of help, support, and strength. No one will ever know the numberless acts of self-sacrifice from your mother and your father. Your parents have been the source of much advice and guidance along the Eagle Trail. In recognition of your mother's devotion, please present her with the Eagle Mother's pin. We got one for Sid, too? Okay, now. One more? Yeah, there we go. You guys want to get a picture?
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Malik. Please return to your seats. Anurag and Mr. Moeller, please remain on the stage. We will now have Eagle Scout Class of 2025, Jake Smallwood, lead the Eagle Scout Charge. Jake, please come forward to the stage.
Thank you, Nolan. I have the honor to give you the Eagle Scout Charge on the occasion of your elevation to the highest rank in scouting. Would all Eagle Scouts in the audience please come forward and stand behind Anurag? Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant movements in the world's history, and you have been counted worthy of this high rank in Scouting America. All who know you rejoice in your achievement. Your position, as you well know, is one of honor and responsibility. You are a marked man. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed a solemn obligation to do your duty to God, to your country, and to your fellow Scouts, and to mankind in general. This is a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and to your fellow Scouts. Your responsibility goes beyond your fellow Scouts, to your country, and to your God. America has many good things to give you and your children after you, but these things depend, for the most part, on the quality of her citizens. On behalf of this Court of Honor, Sam Houston, Area Council, Scouting America, with the high hope that you will always represent the finest of character and citizenship, we welcome you into the Brotherhood of Eagle Scouts and congratulate you, your parents, and your scout leaders. Anurag and fellow Eagle Scouts, please repeat after me. I state your full name. Reaffirm my allegiance. To the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself. The obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best. To make my training an example. My rank and my influence. Count strongly for better scouting. And for better citizenship. In my troop. In my community.
and in my contacts with other people. To this I pledge my sacred honor.
Thank you, Jake, and all Eagle Scouts. You may return to your seats. Honorog, please take a seat on the stage. At this time, I would like to call upon the 3 Scout Masters whose leadership Honorog has leaned on over the years to say a few words. Mr. Peterson, Mr. Christensen, and Mr. White. Please come up to the stage. We will start with Mr. Peterson, Honorog's first Scoutmaster, and then with Mr. Christensen, and followed by a current Scoutmaster, Mr. White.
All right, it says Scoutmaster Minute, but if you guys know me, it's very difficult for me to contain myself within 1 minute. So, good evening. I'm Scott Peterson, and it's great to be back. I have missed you guys. I recognize a lot of familiar faces, but you're quite a bit, more grown up than the last time I was here, and that happens a lot for guys at this age. I'm truly honored to have this opportunity to share a few of my personal reflections on Honorog scouting adventures. My first impression of Honorog when he joined the troop was that he was really wise beyond his years. He was very articulate. He offered improvement ideas right away and consistently demonstrated a positive attitude and scout spirit. They say our human brains are wired to make rapid, lasting judgments about trustworthiness and competence within seconds. We have to be careful to keep an open mind as we get to know people better. But for Honorog, as the years passed, my interactions with him validated my first assessment was right on the mark. I counted on Honorog to volunteer when help was needed and ask insightful questions when things were unclear. He served as a positive influence within his patrol in the early years and eventually across the whole troop as his leadership responsibilities grew. He dedicated significant time serving in multiple senior leadership positions, including multiple terms as ASPL, SPL. He's a natural leader and true role model, inspiring not only his fellow scouts, but also the adult scout leaders who have been fortunate to watch him lead and support him through his scouting journey. Honorog set high expectations for himself and worked hard to meet or exceed them. He pushed himself to advance and rank quickly and earn many more merit badges than required. His enthusiasm to learn skills and teach others is clear and contagious to the other scouts. It's young adults such as Honorog who give me confidence the future of our country is in great hands. When I thought back over scouting memories of Honorog to share tonight, there was one that stood out. The troop held wilderness survival campouts in the winter months at the Keel property for many years, and some of you may have participated. So raise your hand if you have been into wilderness survival at the Keel property. All right. Now, there's a fine line between teaching scouts about wilderness survival skills and actually requiring them to apply those skills in real time in order to survive a camp out. For many years, we could be assured that whenever we would hold that camp out, there would just coincidentally be a polar vortex phenomenon which would open up and it would pull the Arctic blast, much like what's happening right now, I think. What's the temperature change from yesterday? 50 plus? Yeah. So how many of you guys want to go out tonight into the woods and set up your oh, we got some hands? Yeah, so that kind of sets the stage, and a number of you guys were probably going out. If you don't know about wilderness survival, the scouts have to go out and build some kind of shelter and then stay there overnight. So if it wasn't the cold, it was a challenge. The Keel property is relatively remote. It's surprisingly remote. And actually, overnight, Mr. Keel, well, when we would get there, he would tell stories, usually around the campfire, about his kind of crazy neighbor that, kind of unstable, and he's never quite sure what could happen, overnight. And then somewhere in the night, you might hear the sound of roving packs of coyotes. That always kind of adds a little bit. And actually, I wanted to share something real quick. I didn't really know this, but you get bonus points for coming tonight. There's something called, and I may not be pronouncing this correct, but it's called the Bo-Guest effect. I don't know if anybody is. Raise your hand if you've ever heard about this. All right. Good information. Everybody's going to learn tonight. This is an effect. It's an auditory illusion created by the vocalization of coyotes, where the sounds produced by a few individuals can make it seem like there are many more present. The original term originates from 1924 novel of the same name, which tells the story of three brothers in the French Foreign Legion who created an illusion of greater numbers during a battle by propping up dead soldiers. The concept of creating an illusion is reflected in the way coyotes communicate. So in the context of coyote vocalizations, this phenomenon occurs when a pair of coyotes howl together. The variety of sounds produced, such as howls, yips, and barks, combined with the way sound travels through the environment, can make it seem as if there are many more coyotes howling than there actually are. For instance, 2 coyotes can sound like 7 or 8 due to this auditory distortion. Who would have known? So all those years of camping, and you hear coyotes middle of the night, and I just assumed it was like immense packs of coyotes. But it's probably 2. So you still should be concerned, that 2 is, more than 0. But what I started to think was, I think scouts also can exhibit the Bo-Guest effect, probably trying to do battle against the coyote pack. Because I noticed that night there was a lot of, the scouts were probably scaring each other with stories, and I think overnight we had many scouts that basically came in terror, running out of the woods up to the campfire, and then they would go back. And I really don't know, but I think they may have been, attempting to do battle with the coyotes. I'm not sure. But let me move along. So what happened? In the morning, we had to go out and see if there were any survivors. And we went searching. And most of them had gotten up earlier, didn't make it, maybe all the way through the night. Maybe the sun was just starting to come up or what have you. But I remember going out and searching for Honorog. And this is just, when you asked me to speak, this was the image that just jumped out of my mind. We found Honorog. I don't know if you remember this, but he was completely sound asleep with a smile on his face, just like he could have continued to sleep forever. And it was extremely unpleasant, extremely freezing. Do you remember that? And we started trying to get you to wake up. So anyways, that is resilience, and that will serve you well. So high adventure, now I'm going to shift into a little bit about high adventure. So high adventure is challenging, physically demanding outdoor activities that involve calculated risks, specialized skills, and intensive planning beyond standard camping. Often used in youth development like scouting to foster leadership, maturity, and resilience. So, as you get prepared for your next round of high adventure, you've already demonstrated some of that resilience, but definitely you've got more that you're going to need to continue to learn. We had a man visit the troop years ago, before I think any of you were around. Maybe some of your older brothers may have been around, but it's a guy who had done amazing high adventure all over the world, and he came to speak to the troop. And he basically asked, well, what is adventure? So what do you guys think, what's adventure? Adventure? Doing something unexpected? Yeah, so adventure basically can be a lot of different things. He said you don't have to go around the world and be, climbing a mountain to have an adventure. An example he used, you could be riding your bike home from school and you have a flat tire, and that could be an adventure. So adventure is everywhere, and it's good to keep that in mind. So in terms of Philmont, after been there a couple times, I would advise definitely bring your very good rain gear. Very, very good rain gear. Not just the top, the bottom and the top. Because the first time we went, and let me see, we were there. We used our rain gear maybe once or twice, and when we put it on, it was useless. We sweat more inside it because the way the temperatures were. So after that, we didn't really need it. But then when I went back last time, I told them, yeah, you can bring rain clothes, but you don't worry about the rain pants and all that. It was a mistake, because this last time it rained a lot, it was freezing cold, and it was torrential rain, and I am doing my duty to tell anybody that's going to go to Philmont in the future, bring the best quality rain top and bottom gear that you can have. That's it. The other thing, make sure you look up and look around, because it is an amazing experience. And this is to all of you as you go through scouting and go through life. Enjoy it. Don't always be thinking about the future, and don't always think about the past. Definitely enjoy like today. This is an amazing moment in your life. Enjoy the moment. Look up. And appreciate your knees while you're young. So that's that. So I would say high adventure and adventure in general, they're made up of five things. And this is a quote from a book called Adventure in Everything. Number 1, high endeavor. Number 2, an uncertain outcome. 3, total commitment. 4, tolerance for adversity. And 5, great companionship. And just to wrap up, those 5 characteristics of adventure apply to just about anything in life. And look for adventure, try new things. And your scouting adventure, which we kind of said I'm going to talk about your scouting adventure, has included all 5 of those, right? High endeavor, uncertain. It is not certain when you start your scouting adventure what's going to happen. Total commitment, tolerance for adversity. Now, you weathered the adversity really well. They're out in the wilderness, so hopefully you can continue to be strong there. And then great companionship. You've got your buddies, camaraderie. Enjoy that. So I want to thank you, and I want to thank your parents for everything that they have done. Congratulations, and I will turn it over to Mr. Christensen.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. I knew that Mr. Peterson was going to go long, so I'm trying to go in short. Or at least shorter. So first of all, good evening. I want to say I'm proud to stand here today as a former scoutmaster here in the troop and see Anurag complete his Eagle rank here. I'm thinking back to how it all began. I remember being at the open house at Hassler. And Anurag and his dad came up, and I think Sid, first thing he asked, is there a requirement that all scouts eat the same food? Something like that was one of the first things you asked. First you asked, is the troop, or is the Cub Scout pack, is that at Hassler? And then I think that was the second maybe you asked. And I said, well, no, that's in Cub Scouts, it's family camping, everybody eats their own food, so everybody brings their own stuff. And I think that's one of the things I've seen you power through with throughout your life is your food allergy and how you have really managed that over time. But that was my first interaction, and you were just a young kid. Probably this tall. But you had a lot of energy, and you had a lot of, you wanted to do stuff, right? You didn't want to just go around and do minimum effort to go through the Cub Scout program. Every single requirement was something you wanted to get to do. So a lot of curiosity, a lot of excitement, and we see that in most scouts at that age, right? But you have kept that throughout most of your scouting career. Not all scouts have done that. So that's really when it started, right? You started as a Tiger Cub, and you made it all the way through Arrow of Light within the Cub Scout pack. And those early years with Pinewood Derbies, the blue and gold cake bake. I think was it a toilet you made one time? Yeah, that, and you left, a little present inside it as well. So, and campouts, right? We did a lot of good campouts, and as your sister said, you went to almost all of them. I think you missed one. And, that was really when you also learned to be prepared. There was one campout where the Texas rainstorm came, and your tent that you went with your parents did not really hold out the water. There was probably as much water inside the tent as there was around it. So you figured out, okay, you need to have the right gear and to really get through these campouts. Then you moved to this troop, and you were eager to progress ranks. Especially, I think, the first and second year. Nothing could stop you. You were like, requirement sign off every meeting, which was good. You made it through the first scout rank very quick, tenderfoot, second class, first class, very quick as well. And I remember some of the Scoutmaster conferences I had with you, and one of the things you always forgot was sometimes to be a little bit extra prepared, until I asked you to do one of the more difficult knots. And you didn't remember how to do it. And I said, well, let's try again next week. And you came back next week, and you knew exactly how to do it, right? So sometimes it is prepare yourself for what you need to do, and that's, I think you learned that in scouting. You did complete up through life, I would say, at one of the, I would say, the fastest paces I've seen within the troop. But then you took a breather. It felt like you took a breather. Or maybe you just decided, this Eagle Scout project, I want to do a big thing. And you did, right? As you were a Life Scout, you looked around for Eagle Project. I think we talked to a lady from Lone Star College here at the Halloween party, I think it was, right? And she said, oh, I have some projects at Lone Star College. And you took it on. It was a big project. If it was me, I would have carved it into 2 or 3 projects, but you did it all, right? You wanted to do this big project that you saw was needed at the Lone Star College. And I must say, looking at that project and the amount of work you had to do for planning and work days, the amount of work days that it took, probably 20 of different work days, some up at the college, some here at church, right? That was really a fantastic to see, because I don't think we have had any Eagle Scouts in the troop while I've been here that have built that many benches and tables, or that much for an Eagle Scout project. So that was impressive. Now, we also have to talk about high adventure, because you have been to high adventure, right? And it can be a trial. It's at Sea Base, I think it's supposed to be a tropical paradise. And it was maybe for a day or so, or 2 days. and a little bit, and then once we got ashore, I think that's when you got seasick. Seasick on land, which is not easy. And then once you're seasick, you don't really want to eat, you don't want to drink anything, so then you got dehydrated. And that was not much better. So especially remember that we went out paddleboarding, and I think there was not many paddle strokes left in you. You were at zero energy at that point. So I told you for part of the way, and you made it through it, and you went through the rest of the adventure at Sea Base. But that was I think where you had hit some of your limits and learned a lot about yourself. But you powered through, and that's the grit that is required from an Eagle Scout, right? So, Anorak, I want to really congratulate you with having made it to Eagle Scout, and it's a pleasure to be here today and celebrate with you. I watched you mature from the small tiger cub, right, to the young man you are today, right, an exceptional young man. And I think you truly embody the Scout oath and the Scout law. When you say you're going to do something, you do it. And that's an important thing to know in life. So, congratulations once again. And remember this day for the rest of your life. It's one of those days that you should remember.
Good evening. So I think a lot of these speeches are going to kind of echo each other, but I haven't been your Scoutmaster. I haven't seen you growing up from this big to this big, but I've seen a lot. And one thing that I've seen is a determination to finish things, which is really important. Starting is easy. Starting scouting is easy. You know, if you come in here as a new person that's visiting people, everybody's going to want to talk to you and get you started and tell you all about it. And there's a whole website. There's a whole website that is totally dedicated to becoming a scout. Finishing is really hard. Finishing is not accomplished by that many people. If you look at finishing out your Eagle rank, only about 6 to 7% of scouts that ever put on a uniform, become a scout, get to that point. It's a very hard thing to do, and it takes a lot of determination. Many people get great at starting, but many people are not good at finishing. So I think that watching you get to this finishing point, not the finishing point for scouting, but the finishing point for this rank has been really impressive to see. Whenever we talk about finishing things, and not only in scouting but in life, I remember the Scout Oath. Amar, I will do my best, not just to start strong, but to keep going and finish what we begin. It's not about being perfect, but also looking at the Scout law. Scout is trustworthy. You're going to trust you to finish the things you start. Being brave enough to push through boredom, setbacks, even not just on the way to Eagle, but on anything, not only in Scouts, but in life. Like I said, starting's easy. Finishing is really hard. You're gonna find the things that are most worthwhile in life are gonna be very hard to finish. And that's why whenever you hear about people talk about them, things like earning your Eagle rank, they're very proud of those things because it wasn't just given to them. There was a lot of setbacks. There was a lot of times they could have quit, opportunities, maybe to stop along the way, to procrastinate, and not doing it sets a good tone for the rest of your life. I've always noticed you to be a determined and driven scout. Fully expect to hear about future accomplishments, and that earning your Eagle rank was just was an early one that was overshadowed by much more impressive ones later on. But I would hope that what you learned here in terms of values, the Scout Oath, Scout Law, and setting this early precedent in your life for finishing things, helped influence those accomplishments later on. Life's going to hand you a lot of starts. Some of them are going to be things you want to start. Some of them are going to be things that you wanted to start. It's not going to ever hand you a finish. You have to earn those. So just, again, great job. I haven't got to know you as well as some of the other guys have, but I've got to see a lot, and what I've seen has been very impressive. And as I said, I fully think that this will just be an early accomplishment for you in life, and that you should see a lot more bigger and more impressive ones later on. Thanks.
Thank you, Scoutmasters. At this time, I would like to invite the parents of Honorog, Mrs. Viji and Mr. Sid Malik, to share some of their thoughts.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for coming this evening. I would like to start off with how we came to find Scouts. He was a 7-year-old with 40 plus food allergies, and what Mr. Christensen mentioned during his speech, that Sid was asking, his second question was about, is there a lot of food? Do the Scouts have to eat the same food? So we were a family, new family, with a kid with food allergies, new to it, and we were looking for a safe haven. And we found it. We found family in Scouting. We found a safe place for him to try things, to have fun, and to be just like every other kid. And that's how we started our Scouting journey. When our children first joined Scouts, they wear uniforms that are a little too big and badges they haven't yet earned. As parents, we know they will grow, but we don't always realize how soon. Over the years, we watched them become more confident, more capable, and more compassionate. We see them take on challenges, lead others, and learn to serve their communities. The Eagle rank represents all of those moments, their hard work, the perseverance, and the quiet growth that happens along the way. To our Eagle Scout, today we celebrate not just what you have accomplished, but the person you have become. We are incredibly proud of your dedication and your character. The Eagle Badge will always remind you that you have the ability to lead, to help others, and to make a difference in the world. But most importantly, I think I would like to thank all the incredible leaders seated here today and some who are not here, and volunteers in this troop. None of these young men would reach Eagle without you all. Behind every Scout are leaders who give their evenings, weekends, and countless hours to teach, to mentor, and to encourage. Your belief in these Scouts helps shape who they become. Thank you for investing in them, and thank you especially from the bottom of my heart to invest in our Scout. Thank you.
So just like what Vijay said, it's been a journey since we moved here for school, and we found a safe place for you, both at the pack and here at the troop. I would like to quote a poet who has summed this up really well. So, congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains, in your head, and you know the rest of the story, right? Yeah. But if you noticed, he also talks about where you hit some roadblocks, some speed bumps, some hardships. I would like to put this in perspective of your project, which you did. Life is very similar to that. We had a project first in mind. You wanted to do something nearby. You went to the HOA. We spent some time, tried to do that. Or the places you go. So that was one of the places where you were going to go. But then, there were some funding issues. You couldn't get permits. You hit a roadblock. You pivoted. You would have to do that many times during the many years where you would be working or school and all the other places. You found a project that we all thought was, are you sure? Are you sure it's not too big? You may be chewing off more than you think you can. But he was like, no, like what Mr. Christensen said. Okay, you wanted to do the entire lake, and you wanted to, provide something for the school there. Okay, it was good. We start going to the shops, trying to, get material. We have, donations lined up. You're like, hey, just come back later. We'll, sign this form. We'll, okay, have this done. And then what happens? We have Beryl comes through, and all the shops have used their funds to provide for other places, and they don't have donations for you anymore. One more roadblock. It's okay. Okay, you pivoted, you worked on it, you got your materials, you worked on your project. Like what Mr. Christensen said again, we had about 20 work days, about 500 working hours. You built a prototype, which is back there. I was not sure after building the first one whether you would want to do that 56 times over. But you put in the hard work, and you can see the result now. Life is going to be the same. You're going to have goals, you're going to have roadblocks, you have to pivot, you have to go around them, you have to think on your feet, like what this book says. And okay, now going back to quote Dr. Seuss. Okay, so will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 and 3/4% 98 and 3/4% guaranteed. Kid, you will move mountains. So, you are off to great places, and today is your day. Your mountain, is waiting. So, get on your way.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Malik. Anurag, would you like to say anything?
Good afternoon, actually, no, it's good evening, everyone. Yeah, I mean, it feels like afternoon sometimes, huh? Thank you all for being here today. It means quite a lot to me to see so many friends, so many family members, leaders, mentors, teachers, and fellow scouts gathered here for my Court of Honor. Becoming an Eagle Scout is an achievement I have worked a very large, percentage of my life towards, and I'm very grateful to be able to celebrate it with everyone who's made it possible. So I think we've covered this a couple times already, but when I first joined Cub Scouts, I was, pretty small. I didn't really understand, the importance of the Eagle rank back then. I joined, a lot of it was for, the enjoyment of it, the campouts, the activities, the Pinewood Derby back there, making friends, many of which are still here today. But, as the years go on, scouting began to become a lot more than just that. It taught me how to lead, how to solve problems, persevere, and how to take responsibility for leadership and improving the environment around me. Of course, there were plenty of challenges along the way. Merit badges, specifically personal management, cooking, family life. High adventure experiences like Sea Base, where I got seasick on land. And then, of course, the difficulty of preparation for Philmont currently. And then, of course, my very large Eagle project. Each and every one of those experiences have helped shape who I am today and have taught me lessons that I hope to apply throughout my entire life. I want to thank the many people who have supported me along the way. To the Scoutmasters and troop leaders, thank you for your guidance and for holding me to a high standard. You have given me opportunities and continue to give me opportunities to grow as a leader and learn from my mistakes. To the Scouts in my troop, thank you for the friendships and for the memories. From campouts, service projects, to meetings, those experiences are some of the most meaningful parts of my time in scouting. I want to thank everyone who helped with my Eagle Scout project, especially. With 20 plus work days, over 500 working hours in total. From the scouts and adults who attended those work days, helping cut, pre-assemble, build, stain those benches and tables. To behind the scenes, Mr. Bernard for helping with the approval process. Mr. Smallwood for helping me get those signatures. Mr. Moeller for helping guide me along the way. And then allowing the project to happen. Ms. Luce for helping make this project possible. And then, of course, my dad and my mom and my sister for making time in their schedules to make this project possible and to provide me with the most guidance possible. It wouldn't have been possible without you all. Thank you. I especially want to thank my mom, dad, and Shreya. You have supported me through countless hours of going to meetings, going to campouts, and my Eagle project. And you have always supported and encouraged me to keep going even when things have become difficult. You have prioritized scouting even when other activities have conflicted with it. And my dad especially. You have taken an interest in more ways than one. You have become a den leader, a cub master, an assistant scout master, and you have gone above and beyond, not just for me, but for all the scouts here today and who are not here today as well. You have helped me with merit badges. You have helped me plan and execute my Eagle Scout project. It would not be possible without you. Thank you. I'd just like to add, you have, brought me to all of these meetings, all of these campouts. Thank you. You are the reason I'm here today. The rank of Eagle Scout is more than just an award. It represents the values of the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. Those principles, being trustworthy, loyal, helpful, and doing our duty to others, are things I hope to carry with me throughout my entire life. Although earning Eagle does mark an end to this chapter of my scouting journey, it does not mark the end of my full scouting journey. It opens another chapter in my scouting journey. The lessons I have learned throughout scouting so far, leadership, service, and perseverance, will continue to guide me in the future. I hope to stay active in this troop and continue my personal growth by leading the younger scouts as a junior assistant scoutmaster. To those younger scouts, I believe we have a couple here with us. A word of advice: don't procrastinate. It seems easy to say that you'll complete it later, but it will be more difficult later on. Enjoy that scouting journey. It is a journey that is meant to be enjoyed. But keep advancing, keep working, and keep pushing to, keep advancing along those ranks and your merit badges. The journey to Eagle is a tough one, and you must be prepared to be able to overcome it. Thank you again to everyone here who has helped me along the way in this journey. And thank you for being here today to celebrate this milestone with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Anurag. At this time, would our committee chair, Mr. Smallwood, and our senior patrol leader, Aditya Singh, join us on the stage, and would the color guard reform to retire the colors?
So I'm keenly aware that I'm standing between us and refreshments, but I do want to just say one thing that's a little off script. By far, Scouting is the best youth leadership program that is here to prepare youth to become the next leaders. One of my favorite quotes is from a book about kind of disaster preparedness, and it says, "Things that have never happened before happen every day." One of the things that I love about Scouting is that it prepares you to face those challenges and overcome those challenges, and you are more prepared than any of your other peers around you, and I congratulate you. So with that, as committee chair, back to my script, I would like to offer my congratulations to Anurag for achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. We invite everyone to present to come forward to congratulate the new Eagle Scout and his parents and to join us for refreshments. I would also remind everyone to sign the guest book for this occasion, and Anurag's project workbook and other Cub Scout scouting memorabilia are in the back for viewing. Thank you for joining us today, and I declare this Eagle Court of Honor closed. May the great Scoutmaster of all mankind be with us until we meet again.
Color guard, attention. Audience, please rise. Color guard, forward march. Scout salute. For those not in uniform, place your right hand over your heart. Color guard, prepare to retrieve the colors. Color guard, retrieve the colors. Color guard, about face. Color guard, return to post. Color guard, halt. Color guard at ease, audience at ease. Color guard dismissed, audience please be seated.
That's it.
Congratulations. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I gotta hit you with the bro. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yo. No, almost have it. What is it gonna take? No. Yeah, I did it. Hey, can I get a picture, bro? Don't.